That really doesn't make sense. Because as we just read, we're supposed to be walking like Christ. Christ kept the law. And this is our job. We're supposed to be going into perfection. What does perfection mean? The scriptures also say without spot. Okay? Read that again.
What shall we say then? Is the law sin?
Is keeping the law a sin?
The Most High forbid.
No, it's not.
Nay, I have not known sin, but by the law. For I have not known lust, except the law had said, thou shalt not covet.
You see that? So Paul is saying right here, listen, if it wasn't for the law, you know, how am I supposed to know if I'm sinning? But the law said, thou shalt not covet. So now I know that I'm not supposed to be lusting. Okay? But, you know, the problem was you had a lot of our people keeping the law according to the letter, and it wasn't in their hearts and in their minds and in their conscience. All right? Jump down to the 12th verse.
12th verse.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore the law is holy,
Mm-hmm.
and the commandment holy, and just and good.
So these things are good. These things are righteous. Don't let nobody else tell you different, because they will try to. Once you start saying that you keep the laws, and we should be keeping the laws, and we should be doing the commandments, is the first thing they're going to say, well, what about Christ? And try to make it seem like you don't really believe in Christ.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they'll do. They'll try to make it seem like you don't really believe in Christ. You know, like man, you're putting Christ over the law, and you're putting the law over Christ. Excuse me. I don't know. You're trying to convert me, huh? All right. Jump down to 14.
For we know that the law is spiritual.
See, the law is supposed to be spiritual now. Once Christ came, the law is supposed to be spiritual. It's not supposed to be carnal.
But I am carnal, sold under sin.
Mm-hmm.
For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I.
Mm-hmm.
If then I do that which I would not, I consist unto the law that is good.
Mm-hmm. You see that? So Paul's saying, listen. Read from 15 again.
For that which I do, I allow not.
Mm-hmm.
For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I.
Mm-hmm.
If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that is good.
Mm-hmm.
Now then is it no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me?
Mm-hmm.
For I know that is me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing.
See that? In our flesh dwelleth no good thing. So where Paul is talking about here, he's talking about the spiritual, the spirit, and the flesh. Okay, in our flesh is no good thing. Our flesh want to do what it wants to do. Our flesh wants to walk in sin. Okay, that's what our flesh wants to do. So when we keep the law now, it's supposed to be spiritually kept, which means in our conscience, in our insides, in our heart. All right. Read 19.
For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good, I find not.
So Paul's saying, listen, how to perform what is good, I find not. So what does he do? Go ahead.
For the good that I would, I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do.
You see that? He wanted, his flesh want to do evil. His spirit want to do good. Go ahead.
Now, if I do that, I would not. It is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me.
So what does he do then?
I find then a law.
He finds a what?
I find then a law, that when I would do good, evil is present with me.
So you see that? The law is good. Paul's saying, listen, I find the law that tells me, pretty much what I'm doing is wrong or right. All right? That's go ahead, read it. For I delight.
For I delight in the law of the Most High after the inward man.
See that? It's supposed to be in your inward, inside. Okay? Not about what everybody see you doing, but what's on the inside, in your spirit and your soul. That's it on that. Let's go to John 14 and 15. A lot of people say that they love Christ. They love the Most High.
John what? 14?
John 14 and 15.
John 14 and 15.
Go ahead.
If ye love me, keep my commandments. And I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter,
Mm-hmm.
that he may abide with you forever.
Read 15 again.
If ye love me, keep my commandments.
You see that? If you say you love Christ, you got to keep the commandments. We all know that Christ is the one who gave Moses the commandments in the beginning anyway. Go ahead.
And I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter,
Mm-hmm.
that he may abide with you forever.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him. But ye know him, for he dwelleth with you, and shall be in you.
You see
I will,
that? Go ahead.
I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. Yet a little while, and the world seeth me no more. But ye see me, because I live, ye shall live also.
You see that? So this is important, man. When we follow after Christ, that we keep his commandments. Okay? He's our mediator to get back to the Most High. Alright, let's get John 15 and 10.
John 15 and 10. If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love,
So if we keep Christ's commandments, we should abide in his love. Go ahead.
even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love.
You see that? Christ kept his Father's commandments. And as we read earlier, we're supposed to be walking like Christ, which means we're supposed to be keeping his Father's commandments also. Alright? Let's get Matthew 22 and 37.
Matthew 22 and 37.
Yes, sir.
Matthew 22 and 37. Yeshua said unto him, Thou shalt love thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
See, this is an example of it being inward now. Okay? This is an example of the commandments, of keeping the commandments, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and it being inward, inside. Read that again.
Yeshua said unto him, Thou shalt love thy Lord thy power with all thy heart,
with all thy heart,
and with all thy soul,
with
and with
all thy soul,
and with all thy mind.
and with all thy mind, your brain, your conscience.
This is the first and great commandment.
That's the first and great commandment. This is what he wanted from the beginning. This is what he wanted from the beginning. This is also you can find in the Old Testament. Okay? Go ahead.
And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Mm-hmm.
On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
So you see that? This is true. But that doesn't mean just keep these two right here and then do away with the rest of them. Because this is the misconception that people have. They just think, oh, see right here, I just gotta love him with all my heart. But as you can see, he says that if you love me, then you're gonna keep the commandments. You understand? That's how we show our love for him. Okay? So yes, this is true. But you still have to keep the commandments. You just can't say, okay, well, I just gotta love my neighbor and love the Most High. You're not. It depends on what your actions are. If your actions are doing something opposite, you can say this with your mouth all day, but if your actions are doing otherwise, then that's really what you're showing. What side you're on because of your actions. Let's go to Luke 8 and 11.
Luke 8 and 11. Now, the parable is this. The seed is the word of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Those by the wayside are they that hear. Then cometh the devil, and taketh away the word of their hearts, lest they should believe and be saved.
You see that? So this right here is pretty much talking about three different kinds of people that we have in the world. Okay? Read it from the top again.
Those by the wayside are they that hear. Then cometh the devil, and take away the word of their hearts,
You see, he's taking the word out of their hearts. Go ahead.
lest they should believe and be saved. They on the rock are they which.
Here's your second person. Go ahead.
They on the rock are they which, when they hear, receive the word with joy. And these have no root.
You see that? No root. That means you wasn't granted. This was me back in the day. I didn't have no root. I wasn't really taught how to study the Bible for myself. I would just take the pastor's word for it.
Which
Go ahead.
which for a while believed.
You see that? Which for a while, yes, I believed. I was trying to walk right. And I kept jacking up, didn't know like why or nothing. I wasn't taught right. I didn't have no root. Go ahead.
Which for a while believed, and in time of temptation fall away.
And that's exactly what happens. You get tempted, you fall away. Go ahead.
And that which fell among thorns
Here's
are
your
they.
third person. Here's your third person. Go ahead.
And that which fell among thorns are they, which when they have heard, go forth, and are choked with cares and riches and pleasures of this life, and bring no fruit to
You
perfection.
see that? All they think about is, man, how I'm gonna get my next money, how I'm gonna, get this house, this car, you know what I mean? The cares of this life. That stuff chokes up the word. I mean, we all have to be careful of this. Because it can easily happen to any of us. You understand what I'm saying? It can easily happen to any of us. Let's get Mark 4 and 14. This is pretty much, Mark 4 and 14 is pretty much saying the same thing. This is, you can get a clearer picture or understanding from reading all of them.
Mark 4 and 14. The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately, and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts.
Go ahead.
And these are they likewise which are sown of stony ground, who, when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake, immediately they are offended.
You see that? So expect to get persecuted. Expect affliction. Okay? Because this is what's going to happen. Because of whose sake? Because of the word's sake. The word's Christ. Go ahead.
And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of
You
riches,
see that righteousness can be deceitful. It's deceit.
and the lust,
Because the money means nothing. This money system means absolutely nothing. Go ahead.
and the lust of other things entering in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word, and receive it, and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold.
Some 30-fold. Go ahead.
Some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100.
You see that? So we want to, all of us should be right in verse 20. That's where we want to be at in our walk with the Most High. Part of verse 20. All right? That's the Matthew 15 and 8.
Matthew 15 and 8. This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth.
You see that? This is what most of our people do. This is what most people do, period. They quick to say things with their mouth. They quick to speak about Christ and, all the things he's done for them, all the things that are good. You understand? They speak to say these things. Quick. Oh, I'm saved. I'm saved. Oh, you saved? You go to church? I don't go to church. I'm saved. We're quick to rep it, but go ahead.
This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoring me with their lips.